So our motivational speaker today is Mrs. Chetana Jain. She's also the President Secretary of COWE Telangana. Chetana ji will be speaking on the importance of networking for a successful business. Mrs. Chetana Jain is the director and partner of Dhrumataru Consultants. She has done her master's in architecture and business administration. Chetana ji, please take us into your motivational world. That's all I would say and leave the floor to you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Chetana.
Yeah, thank you, Kalpana. Thank you so much. Naman, can I have you share my presentation, please? Yeah. So, good afternoon, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be talking about entrepreneurship anytime I'm asked to, because this is one subject that's very close to my heart. I always believe that it's not about being an entrepreneur. It's about motivating more number of women, your co-women, to become entrepreneurs. Because women, you know, they have a lot of frills attached to begin their journey as an entrepreneur. So let's see how our journey begins and how we go through this. The next slide, please. All right. Now, why choose to be an entrepreneur? Most women, we think, you know, should we be an entrepreneur, even students, or should we not be an entrepreneur? Because the quintessential idea is, all right, I get a good degree, I get into a good job, and I'm earning well. But if all of us start thinking that it's all about job, a 905 job, then who's going to run the economy of this country? Somebody like us, somebody called entrepreneurs like us. And with the focus on Make in India, Swashakt Bharat, I think, you know, Atmanirbhar Bharat, our focus is totally onto entrepreneurship. Because I strongly believe that an entrepreneur is one person who's not just doing business, but it's a person who's building an economy, a person who is encouraging more number of people to grow, who is contributing to giving employment to quite a few people and feeding so many families in this journey. When we say, why should we be choosing to be an entrepreneur? Naman, the next slide, please. Now, why business? Is it just the purpose of business is just to earn money or to solve a problem or to fulfill a need? Now, for some people like me, business is a passion because I've seen it in my family. I never wanted to work under somebody. I always wanted to do something on my own because I was very much averse to the idea that I would take orders from somebody. I was like, no, whatever I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going to see that I'm going to succeed. Come what may, I may fail. I may take a lot of time, but I'm going to do what I feel like doing. Next. Now, to do something what you feel like doing is called passion. What's your passion? Most of us confuse ourselves that, yes, okay, I've done engineering, so I seek a job in engineering, or I would only stick to something which is connected with what I've studied. But believe me, my dear friends, it's not that most of the time. Your passion is actually something else. It is something which you want to innately do from the bottom of your heart. You always wanted to do it. Okay, circumstantially, probably you put it on a back burner, but it's always there running at the back of your mind. And business is also one such idea. Entrepreneurship is also one such idea. I listen to quite a few women. You know, they say, I just took a sabbatical because of the family obligations and the child and all that. And now I'm just thinking what I should do. That is when you start discovering your passion. Just think back, introspect. What is it that was your calling? We have quite a few examples like this. There are qualified doctors who become actors, qualified doctors who become politicians. Lot many such examples you can get. Why is it that we need to do it? Because you need to have that strong passion to succeed. Discover what is your passion. Cooking could be your passion. Talking to people could be your passion. Teaching could be your passion. or simply earning money could be your passion. Anything could be your passion. So work on it. Next, just having passion cannot help you. Naman, please do not scroll the slide so fast. I understand there is paucity of time, but not at such a speed, please. That's a request. All of us have certain strengths, weaknesses. We have our own opportunities and threats. But what is it that we focus on? We focus on our strengths. What will be our strengths? Communication, talking to people could be your strength. Administration. All of us may not have all the strengths, but what is your strength? Maybe you're good at talking, maybe you're good at managing things, maybe you're good at managing money, managing relationships, marketing and selling things, or overall understanding of certain issues, critical management, crisis management, problem solving, conflict management. Any of these could be your strength. So you need to have, maybe you will have a good technical know-how. So these could be any one of your strengths. So just try and identify what strength you have and then start working on it. And the moment you start working on your strengths, definitely you will be able to succeed. And one such strength, which we all need to develop over a period of time, is networking with people. And to network with people, you need to have the right kind of communication. The way you present yourself, the way you talk to yourself, the way you present your cause, or you show yourself, your persona, your personality, that's the whole issue that makes a gamut of difference. So networking is one of the biggest strengths that we all need to discover today and start working on it. Next slide. Identifying your opportunities and your resources. See, what are your resources and what are your opportunities? For me, as an architect, I always look at opportunities. Okay, where I can pitch in, where I can give my expertise and get into it. And there are other opportunities. See, why do we have this idea that, it was an age-old idea. Women would work only on those papads and achars and food items. But we have spanned a long way from there. We've moved along. Today, we are found in many sectors. We are found in sectors where we thought we would never reach. But yes, we have opportunities there. We need to identify and explore these opportunities and use them to the best of our abilities. Unless otherwise of which, you lose an opportunity, you cannot make anything out of it. So you identify it, be aware. You need to understand where you can pitch in, where you can get into it. At that point in time, please do not be in doubt. Oh, can I or can I not? It's not about can I not. It's how can I make it happen? How am I going to make it happen? Can I not to can I? That is the difference we need to create. That is how you rephrase your thought process towards it. And that would actually help you identify your opportunities. Next. Now, what are the unique abilities needed? First is decision making. To become an entrepreneur, first and foremost thing, in case you have a passion and you have decided what you want to do, you should have made your decision very strongly. You cannot keep wavering in your decision. And even this is applicable to all of us entrepreneurs who are in this journey for a long time. We cannot make decisions which we keep going back and forth. We have to be very strong in our decision making. Next, risk taking. We should know how to mitigate our risks. Most of us women or even the first time entrepreneurs, maybe it's students, the first time they're very afraid. What if I fail? But then you need to take the risk to understand. It's like, you want to go swimming, but you're sitting at the bank and wondering how deep is this pool? But that will only be evident to you when you dive down deep into the pool. You cannot be sitting at the surface and trying to gauge. So we need to take a bit of risk. So we need to gather our guts to be doing this. Next, ability to handle uncertainty and ambiguity. You need an ability to handle, see, all of us do not have a cakewalk. It's not a bed of roses to be an entrepreneur, especially in these pandemic times. We all know what we all are going through. Most businesses, if they had 20 showrooms, they're shutting down their showrooms. They are cutting down the number to 10. Most of them are offloading their employees. Payments are not coming in. Lot of things are happening around us. But this is the time when we need to handle this very, very carefully. We cannot get into a low. We cannot say, oh my God, what will happen next? Because we will have to figure it out. We will have to move on. The show has to go on. So we need to keep handling certain situations which come out of the blue and make a policy in such a way that you move ahead. Fear of failure. This is the biggest problem with all of us, my dear friends, with the ongoing entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, because every time we want to take a huge leap, there is a fear of failure. What if I am not able to get what I want? What if I am not able to get the appropriate results? But then all that is in your control is to work hard. Result will follow. So instead of the fear of failure, let's step in and say, okay, let's do it and see how it is. And my dear friends, it's very important that you keep your team together in this. Make them your partners in crime. Share your vision with them. Share your problem with them. Tell them we all need to do it together. And that is when we succeed. That is when your team is with you. That is when, as discuss with your co-women or co-entrepreneurs, nothing wrong. That is where you need to network. There's nothing wrong in sharing out a situation with a co-entrepreneur, because sometimes it's a third-party perspective which helps you to get out of a sticky situation. So networking plays a huge role there. It also helps you build your connects. You connect to a lot many people. Why do people join organizations like COWE? Because it helps you network with people coming from different branches of the industry. And you could be supporting each other in terms of goods, in terms of services, in terms of your abilities, in terms of sometimes just being there for the other person. So that is the biggest advantage of networking with people as much as possible. We all talk about, net worth. What is a net worth today? Networking is net worth. Why is networking net worth? Because the more you network with people, the more you understand what are the different situations going on in the scenario, what are the different businesses that are happening, how you work in collaboration with people. Now is not the situation for you to single-handedly do things. This is the time for collaboration, collaborative approach to grow more. You will grow by leaps and bounds when you collaborate with people, like-minded businesses. And it will help you achieve results in a lesser time when compared to what you would have done alone. Next. Now, fear of success. You must be wondering, why fear of success? Fear of failure, yes, we've heard. Fear of success. Innately, somewhere we think, oh good, even if I succeed, will I be able to continue the success streak? Will I be able to stay afloat? Or it will be a one-time wonder that I succeed and it's over? So that is also a very big pressure on us. So it's called fear of success. And we need to be getting away from this thought all the time. Next. This is a very, very important part. I'm just trying to introduce an entrepreneur and the importance of networking, because both of these go hand in hand. You must be thinking, we are all entrepreneurs, we know it all. Then why is she speaking about being an entrepreneur or the characteristics? It so happens that when you're in the business for a long time, you become complacent. You think I know all, or you feel I have done everything. My dear friends, the key here is to upgrade, refresh, keep on thinking new, keep on getting along with the current times. Probably when I started my business 20 years ago, the scenario was not like this. But today, I am in a competitive environment, having 3,500 architects in this market, and I'm competing with them. So what is it that is one extra over them? What is it that one top-notch extra point I have over them to succeed? That would create the difference. So it's just that we need to keep reviewing. Are we still up to the mark in all these characters? Are we really able to perform all this still with the same efficiency that we did 20 years ago or 10 years ago? Or in case we are starting up a new enterprise, this is all we need to target, because these are going to be the key factors that we as entrepreneurs will have to keep in mind all the time. The first is time management. especially the women, we juggle so many things because we are multitasking. We manage homes, we manage businesses, we manage families, and whatnot. So time management. I do not say men don't do it, but it's very important that all of us do it. Please categorize and prioritize your time. See what is it that you need, that your time needs to be given to what is more important, what is slightly important, and what is less important. That is how you will be able to allocate your time for the most important task and the less important task. Otherwise, in the run, what happens is we give the time to the less important one and the most important thing gets left out. Next. Naman, next, please. Yeah, you can scroll up the whole points. Risk taking. We already spoke about risk taking. Every time we will have to be on our feet to take risks. You'll have to keep on taking risks. You cannot say, okay, I've done this and I'm like putting my feet up and sitting here. No, it's not happening. Every day for me, if per se, if I look at myself, for me, every day is a risk because every day I have a new situation come up. The day I have a submission, my chief architect is not there. The person working on the project is not there, but my submission doesn't stop. So what do? I just need to step up, step in and handle the situation, but see that the deliverables go on time because for me, my word is more important. So I need to handle the situation. So this is just a small risk. Every business has its own risk. I just gave you my example. You also might be facing similar situations. And most of us entrepreneurs, what we do every morning is we do crisis management and man management. More than doing business, what we are doing every morning is man management. Because someday someone is ill, somebody is not coming to your shop floor, somebody is not there in your shop, somebody is not there to execute your technical presentation. So all this has to be handled. So this is a kind of a risk and a stress. So you will have to counter it and go ahead. And the biggest thing I say is if you're an entrepreneur, like when we have watched cricket, we say eat cricket, sleep cricket, and drink cricket. Business is like that, my dear friends. Eat, think, and sleep business. You cannot afford to let go of things out of your mind, even for a minute, if you want to be ahead in your business. You'll have to constantly think, how is it that I am going to move ahead? How is it that I am going to keep working on my USP? That is my unique selling proposition. What is my USP going to be? And how I am going to pitch it so that I am able to bag it. How you put forth your communication, even if it is a networking. How is it that you are going to put forth your personality, yourself to the other person, that you gain their confidence, that they start talking to you, and in future, you get a collaborative opportunity. That is networking all about. So that becomes a very, very important part. No inhibitions. Please do not have any inhibitions. Don't think, what will the others think? Should I be like this? Should I be like that? No. Please be yourself. That is very important. Do not try and carry a mask which doesn't belong to you. Be yourself. Be true to yourself and present the best side of you. And it always works. Believe me, friends, it has always worked for me and it will always work for everybody. Because a mask is always a mask which can be removed, which can be worn off, which can be torn off, or which can be taken off. But you, if you are you, nobody can take that away from you. You will remain to be you. And that's very important. Be open to learning and the feedback. Be very open to learning. Take suggestions in a very constructive way. Take them in a very positive manner. Do not try to take it with a pinch of salt, because then you will start looking at it in a very negative manner. So please take it in a very positive manner. Always appreciate the role of your mentors. Always try to listen to all the suggestions your colleagues give. Sometimes, yes, it may become overbearing, but then to take it or leave it is up to you. And especially when you're networking with people, a lot of people, they try and give out so many suggestions to you. Suddenly you think, oh, I just spoke to them and they are trying to overbear me. Not necessary. If you allow them to overbear you, you get overboard. Otherwise, you aren't. So take everything that comes to you, listen to everything. You have your intelligence to sort what is needed and what is to be left out. So that is a very, very important feature we all entrepreneurs should be remembering. If it's a budding entrepreneur, you have to keep your eyes, ears very, very open to your suggestions, to your feedback, to your mentors. Don't go with a attitude that I know it all. Please be open. Go like a clean slate so that you will understand what is being told to you. If you think I know it all, it's like a glass of water. When it is full to the brim, even if I pour a little, then it will topple down. It will not be able to accept. So your mind is also like that. If you're trying to think that I know everything and you're going to shut it off, then you're not going to absorb anything inside it. And who's the loser? We are the losers, because we have gone with an attitude that I know it all and I can't take anything more. So that is the basic reason that when you network also, you should be open to suggestions, you should be open to learning, you should be open to get all the positive things for yourself. What is needed and what is to be left out is to your discretion, to your intelligence, and to your situation. Because every situation is different from person to person. But how you can adapt to your situation, that particular suggestion given, is a very important character. Next. And do not be afraid to make new beginnings. You plant a seed, you water it, it starts sprouting. In the meantime, there could be some weeds too. But then one fine day, the sapling grows. Our businesses are also like that. You sow the seed of your idea, you sow the seed for your business. It will slowly sprout. And it will become a sapling over a period of time. When you look at me, or you look at a civil engineering particular section, suppose I'm building a house. It starts with me conceptualizing the entire building. I listen to the requirements of my client. I try and understand. I have a good brainstorming session with them. I clearly understand what is it that they need. I chalk out my deliverables and then start making the concept. Now, when I'm making a concept, it's like sowing a seed to their dream. I am actually making somebody's dream come true. I do not have a product to market here. What am I doing? I'm listening to somebody's dreams and I'm selling the same dream back to them. So I design it, I conceptualize, then I make them understand the vision, what I am thinking, and convey it to them. I make a beautiful presentation and show it to them. And that is how they are able to understand. When it comes to public sector units, I am a person who works with the government, and I do 99% of government projects only. That is my project profile. Here, as an architect or a civil engineer, first thing is you need to empanel yourself in the government organizations. And once you're empaneled, I think the projects are advertised and you can bid for them. Once you bid for them, it is again the way you are qualified is L1, L2, L3. That is, whoever is the lowest bidder. There are two bids, the technical bid and the financial bid. The technical bid consists of your competencies in terms of your staff, your technical know-how, your past projects, your experience. And your financial bid is the quote you give for the whole project. So once that is given, whoever quotes the lowest will be the person who is successful in getting the project. So it's like that. There is an allocation of marks. The technical presentation carries 50% weightage and the financial bid carries 50% weightage. So even if you qualify with your technical presentation, chances are you might not get qualified with the financial presentation because you're not the L1. And at times when the L1 is not able to deliver, immediately the project is given to the second lowest person. Now, again, what happens is if it comes to the scope of my work, I have to do the estimations. There are different avenues in my profession also. Like apart from being having an architectural company, I also have a quality control lab wherein we test the materials like soil, concrete. We also test the different kinds of soils that can be used and how to design. Now, various opportunities if you come into my field is you can open up CAD institutes because that is the biggest software, that is the largest commonly used software, that is AutoCAD. You can open institutes teaching AutoCAD, and now our profession has grown in such a way that AutoCAD alone doesn't help. You need to know a couple of softwares like AutoCAD, 3ds Max, Photoshop, Revit, and Lumion, SketchUp. So these are all the different softwares which we all work on these days. So you can have institutes, coaching for these kind of softwares where many people, like, there are 10th dropouts. There are people who do not want to pursue education further. Such people can actually start coming to your institute and learning these. And there is a huge market and demand for such kind of things in our profession. So we can have people running these kind of institutes, coaching institutes. Then you can have, if you're really interested on the civil engineering side, you can have a testing lab. You can have a survey lab also, where you can employ people who can survey the lands and generate the survey results for you. You can have these people who do the BOQs and quantity certification for you. Like they make the estimates, the bill of quantities for you for the tenders to be submitted. There are people who do the documentation for you. So all these are different avenues in my profession itself. You need structural engineers. You can outsource it to your structural engineers. Once you have your institutes, there is always people who come back to you to get students from your institute placed for our organizations. Then apart from the surveying institutes, the labs, quality control labs can be set up, where you pick up the samples and also you test them and tell the strength of the material. Another important part is the non-destructive testing.
Chetna, I think we will have to take a separate session for that, because it's already past 5 o'clock. We need to conclude on that. Sorry to interrupt, but I think we need to conclude. We have 2 more speakers, banker and the motivational, the stand-up beneficiary also coming in.
Yeah, that is actually the last slide.
Yeah.
So I was just anyways wrapping it up. Yeah, so NDT testing, which is called as a non-destructive testing. You can also set up a lab for non-destructive testing, wherein you don't have to cut across your building or a part of your column or anything to test. You have equipment which can just test the strength, longevity of the building and strength of the building. So these are all the different avenues which come up in my profession. So anybody who's really interested can, yes, you can. This is a new avenue that you can also think of. So Naman, can we have the next slide? I think this was the last slide we had. So thank you very much.